Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Chou
Yeah. Say 恭喜发财 to all of my Chinese friends.
Happy New Year.
恭喜发财。
新年快乐。
万事如意。
很多人已经是开工了。I think most of the. Yeah. So today I am here. I just done my regular chiropractic regular checkup today in Dr. Desmond Clinic. I have scoliosis and I would like to take this opportunity.
We are so lucky,
Yeah.
Dr. Desmond, to accept our interview today.
Yeah.
No, it's my honor.
Wanted to chit chat about what is scoliosis, and then perhaps we can let Dr. Desmond to introduce himself.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Desmond here. I'm from Urban Chiropractic, which is now located in PJ Midtown. So nice to meet you all. So today we will be going for a few Q&A with both of our patients here. Okay, so and also Ellie. Alright.
So, Doctor, you have been in this chiropractor for how long, actually?
So far I've been practicing for almost 5 years. So
Wow.
yeah, on and off we do see a lot of patients with scoliosis.
I see. So, if everyone, audience here, right, you have any question about scoliosis, you also can leave your message.
Yes.
Later
yes.
on, we will ask
Yeah.
Dr. Desmond to
We
answer
will
your.
try to answer as much as we can. Alright, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that Dr. Desmond told me before scoliosis is not only one type.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to know what are the common type of scoliosis.
Yeah, maybe you can explain a bit about what is scoliosis and then the type of the scoliosis.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So basically, scoliosis is actually a sudden bend of the spine where it can become as an S-shaped spine, or some people will show as a really weird posture, something like this. So there are two major types of scoliosis. One is what we know as a structural type, and the other one is what we know as a functional type.
So what are the
What is structural type and what is functional type?
Alright, actually for most of the Asians, okay, and actually most of the people here in Malaysia, structural type, which includes also a congenital one, which is usually start from inborn, such as a baby, which is a bit rare. And then most of the one that we see here, usually what we know as adolescent idiopathic scoliosis, by all means that it's just an unknown cause type of scoliosis. And this thing usually just affects most of the people here. And then when it comes to functional type of scoliosis, that's usually caused by something later on in life. So it can be due to some injuries, habits, and also some posture issues. So that's why it's really hard to categorize these two at the same time.
But most likely, I mean, most of the people they have the very bad posture, like when they are sitting down or they are. So maybe can you elaborate more about the posture?
Okay, so basically when your spine, actually when they're in an S-shaped structure, okay, so which means all the muscle at the side, they will be in a really imbalanced kind of muscle tone, muscle strength, alright? So imagine your supporting structure, they are all not in a balance of harmony and environment. That's when it creates a lot of tension already. So when you have a really bad posture, that posture will create even more imbalances. So that would actually create even more problems to the spine. That's why for us, we always encourage a good posture and also movement.
Okay.
Oh, movement. So that means we not encouraged to sit too long or to maintain a posture for too long.
For that part, we always want mobility in our joints and also in the muscles. Alright, so if you fix in one position for too long, sometimes your body just cannot sustain the kind of posture.
So have to do exercise also?
Basically, it's just to break down the bad posture that you have. Alright, so no matter what position you are at, you just want to balance. I can sit straight the whole day. Okay, so and I can also sit like this for a while just to rest my body. So it just depends how you position yourself.
Okay. So doctor, just now you talk about types. So what types I am? I have scoliosis. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think yours will be under the first type, which is a structural type of scoliosis. So and this thing usually happens when you're in your teens.
I see.
Oh, so just now you mentioned that since teenager, so what is the, maybe can share with everyone here, like how to identify if
Symptom, right?
yeah, the symptom, and how can we identify if we have the scoliosis?
So usually there will be few things that you can do at home just to make sure if you have scoliosis or not. Alright, so
Yeah, need to jump down. Yes.
okay, so basically there's this one bending test, alright,
Okay.
which allows us to see a lot of compensation in the body and also the side bend of the body.
Oh.
Alright, so we can actually work on you
Yeah.
just to see if you have the kind of symptoms
Yeah,
of
yeah, maybe
presentation.
I can become the model today to show so everyone can know from it. Okay.
So yeah, wait, let
Switch
me
the
spin the camera.
Okay,
Alright.
so usually
turn.
usually you can just do one simple test at home, alright? You can actually place two hands together, alright? And you just need to just bend forward. Okay. So from the back here, you'll be able to notice a slight hump at the side here. Alright, so whoever that have the scoliosis going on, okay, usually when they bend forward, you'll be able to see a slight hump around here. Alright,
Okay.
just like what Ellie is having right now. So this is just a really free testing at home, okay, and it's just really simple to do.
Thank you, Dr. Desmond.
So maybe can get a comparison who has scoliosis and
Okay, you can work on joint also.
come. Okay, okay.
Just a really simple test, alright.
Like
Put
this,
hands together
okay.
and just bend forward. So you can just press your hands. Okay? So for a person without a bent spine or S-shaped spine, usually this will show quite a flat back here. Alright, so wherever they have one hump, then very likely you are having that kind of a problem as well. So like for her, not so much of the here part, okay, not so lot of hump here. So maybe she doesn't have any scoliosis right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor.
Let me switch back the.
Okay, right here. So I believe that after everyone look at the live for just now, how Dr. Desmond checked about the scoliosis, you also can do it at home. For the first, how to identify about the scoliosis. Yeah.
Yeah, we have furthermore FNQ. Okay, doctor, so how do I know that my scoliosis is
Any
getting
causes?
the causes?
Causes for the scoliosis.
Yeah.
So for whoever that have a really considered structural type of scoliosis, alright, if you have a really bad injuries or you have falls, usually that kind of impact, okay, they will create some stress to the muscles and also to the joints. So when you have things like this happen, just make sure you get yourself checked with maybe your first chiropractor, because usually your primary physician will be understanding your condition more than anyone else. Alright?
Okay.
Of course, sometimes if it's really, really bad, maybe we need to get the x-ray just for an update. So from there you know.
After that, I want to ask, actually I have a daughter, like we have a kids. I believe that out there, so many mothers that maybe we are very concerned that if the children, like our children, right, what age is better for a good checkup to notice, to know if they have the scoliosis or not? I mean, after that also, like, what is the prevention for the children? Like, if carry the heavy bags can worsen the scoliosis.
Is it one of the cause?
Yeah, for children.
Okay, now when it comes to early detection, right, alright, so the most common type of scoliosis, okay, in Asian country, alright, so this is one is Ellie's having, okay, which is the adolescent type of scoliosis. And it usually targets when you are going through your puberty. So for kids, for children, usually around 10 and onwards. So actually we should all get the screening done at the age of 10, 11 onwards.
This is the best time.
Because that's when your kid's gonna go through the puberty. Okay, when the puberty starts, that's when the curve of the spine can go really bad.
I remember I diagnosed it very late, only I think at the age of 16. So that time is already too too late, right? Consider.
But when it comes to detection, right, it usually starts when you're in your puberty. So when we stop puberty and when we're fully matured, that's when the whole thing will get a little bit much more stable. So that's why if you detect it late, alright, but later on when you have some sort of injuries or falls, that will actually make it worsen. That's how when we can help to minimize the differences and the changes.
Okay.
I see. So as early as we can.
Yeah, so as I understand from doctor, the best time to check about scoliosis for our children is 10 to 12 before they enter the puberty time. So that's the best way, because before that, before they started to develop in further, we just to identify it. Yeah, very thank you. So I should bring my girl to do a checkup very soon.
Can I know the prevention or the how to avoid? Is there any like activities that I cannot do, like jumping rope? Is it bad for scoliosis like me, or playing basketball?
Okay. Now, when it comes to scoliosis, alright, so by all means, it's actually just the structure is a little bit bent. Okay, they are just shifted a little bit this way. I mean, it depends on the condition that you have. So, but it doesn't mean that you're broken. Okay, but you can also keep moving. Okay, and enjoy the sports that you do.
Will it increase more like stress to it, since my it's bent?
That's why for us, for our side, we always encourage movement and also exercises. So if you really like doing basketball, badminton, alright, you just make sure your body is ready for that kind of movement. Alright, otherwise it will be too much for your body to handle. Not to say that you can't do this or that, but just make sure you have the foundation ready. Alright, just to promote that kind of movement or stress. Otherwise your body will just be compensated. That's when the problem starts to show.
Okay, I see.
So we can encourage our children to have more movement and then to enjoy their sports.
Because when you are not moving, okay, that's when the muscle gets weaker. When they are not so engaging, and when you try to do something, that's when you get injured easily. So it's just one cause another.
I have one worry. I mean, since I have scoliosis, will my sons get scoliosis as well?
Okay, usually for scoliosis, it affects female more. Alright, like we are talking about 4 to 6 to 1 ratio. Alright, and of course, if your family had this kind of history, if you have it, then maybe your son or children, maybe you have the higher chance to get that kind of scoliosis.
Higher chance. I see.
Okay.
Understand that.
I believe that many people out there benefit from the conversation between us.
Who is most at risk in this scoliosis?
Usually, okay, if any of your family members, alright, like relatives, cousins, that have this kind of issues going on, then very likely you are at a higher risk too. Alright, because usually it runs in the family. Alright, this is the
Genetic.
Yeah. So until now, there's no reason for this. Why did this happen? Right? But most of the problems usually it shows that it runs in the family.
Do you see any cases?
Oh yeah, we do actually quite a lot. Usually when the mom has it, then when they bring her children over and check, and unfortunately they will have it at the same time.
Okay.
But of course it depends on which type of scoliosis we are talking about.
Then one of the questions suddenly popped up in my mind. I believe that in the office, many ladies, they like to sit cross-legged.
Yeah, we are now sitting cross-legged as well.
So I just wonder, as I heard from many, say crossing leg actually will affect our posture. Does it really so?
Oh yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
So say if you have, let me go back to the functional type of scoliosis, which is happen later on life. So if you are constantly crossing your leg, most of the time your hip or your pelvis, they will go a little bit sideways, sagging a bit. Alright. So for chiropractic side, the foundation is always the most important part. So if you're crossing your leg and the hip goes a little bit this way or the other way, that's when the spine itself. That's when the spine itself will try to compensate with the imbalances. Alright. That's when the whole thing can develop. This is what we know as posture related to scoliosis.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies out there, try to avoid crossing legs. Although it's very nice to cross the legs.
And also movement. Doctor said movement is important.
And then one more question, because actually I have back pain, I have stiff shoulder before this, and then recently these 2 years, everyone heard about Aulora Pants. Yeah, and also about the technology is about the FIR, far infrared. So I would like to check with doctor, because the pants really, for myself, it really helped me.
And
so
for me also, it's benefited me as scoliosis patients and also my friends who have a back pain.
So maybe we want to check out with doctor. So this FIR actually, does it really helps for this kind of pain or this kind of scoliosis?
What is your opinion, doctor?
So like for this kind of pants, right? Alright. So what it does, it creates a lot of
you have
Today
it.
we have it.
and it creates a lot of support to your pelvic and your hip. Alright. So it kind of lifted up the hip area. Now with the technology, which is the infrared, which is actually rising in these few years.
Yeah.
So and a lot of evidence-based kind of supports for this kind of technology. So what it does is it kind of stimulate the blood flow. So when you have a better blood flow, which means the muscle soreness, the muscle fatigue, you get replenished faster.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So and it also promotes more support to your joints. When you're getting support in a good way, alright, that's when your movement, your everything gonna be much more smoother. So in a way, that's reduced a lot of stress to your body.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I think with the kind of infrared or with this kind of compression support, your body moves better. So when your body moves better, alright, blood circulation,
Also
muscle
better.
movement, and also your joint also will be much more in a supported environment.
Oh, that's why it can relieve the pain. I see.
So with that much of support, alright, for our side, we just want to create even more movement and even faster recovery to the area. That's when everything can get better.
Okay.
So this is a very good support for
So we can say that this is really good for home use, right?
home-based.
You can take this as a really good supplements for your physical joints.
Yeah,
and
supplement
also
not only
muscles.
for conceal, but this is to really
Physically supplement,
Yeah.
physically support for
Good point.
ourselves.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I believe that we always have a bad posture at home. So by having these pants can help us in some way, right?
Okay. So if any one of you
Hi, Catherine.
hello. If any one of you or your loved one, they might have these symptoms of the scoliosis, you can look for Dr. Desmond or any one of the professional advice to get their understanding, and then they can plan for a treatment protocol early as
and
possible.
they can give you a very good advice. What is going to help you about this? Yeah.
So that you can actually preserve a very good life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Again, we greet everyone Happy
Happy
Chinese New Year, and then 恭喜发财.
新年快乐. So bye bye. See you everyone
Bye-bye.
again.
Bye bye.